Well, let me ask you two then. The question would be about Colin Blackwell's status for tomorrow night. And the second question is, have you learned anything about coaching a second game of a series?
Yeah, I mean, as far as Blackwell goes, he'll be day to day. Hopefully, he was a little sore today after last night, but it was a maintenance day, and we anticipate he'll be ready to go tomorrow. And as far as the back-to-backs go, Larry, it's obviously the second game's always the hardest, and our guys know that. And as much as the schedule dictates, I don't want the schedule so much to dictate how we approach things, but certainly there are some adjustments you can make from a tactical standpoint. But at the end of the day, as I touched on last night, our game is all driven by how we balance our offensive skill and our commitment to playing smart hockey. And one of the things we talked about is that these games with the Devils and the Sabres are going to determine teams' fate, whether they get in the playoffs or not, or have a chance to get in the playoffs. Up to this point, we've taken care of business, and we understand tomorrow is going to be harder. But to me, it's way more about our approach and how we handle our skill with being smart and managing situations. To me, that dictates our success. And it's our guys know the magnitude of the game tomorrow night and where we're at in the season.
Next question comes from Colin Stevenson. Colin, go ahead.
Dave, you've been asked a lot of questions about Alexei, obviously, this year. What do you think has been the most impressive thing about a 19-year-old like him coming in and whatever he's done? What struck you the most?
Well, just how even-keeled he is, how happy he is, doesn't let a lot bother him. It's been a difficult situation for all the rookies in the league this year because there was no training camp. They didn't have any exhibition games. They had to find a way to hit the ground running. And, when you think about it, he's in a normal season, he's got 30 games to go. So in a normal NHL season, he's a little bit past the halfway point of his rookie year. But that being said, we've got 7 games left. So certainly love the way he approaches the game, how he wants to get better. His teammates love him. And obviously you're seeing the skill set that we all knew he had.
Next question comes from Vince Mercogliano. Vince, go ahead.
Hey, David, good to see you.
Oh, hey, Vince.
I would ask how much you missed me, but I'm sure you would have a hard time putting that into words. So.
A lot.
Instead, it's been a while, so I obviously have a lot of things I want to catch up on. And one of the things I was doing as I was getting ready for today was I was just doing a little research into the last month or so, and I really started looking back at the game when Artemi Panarin returned in Boston. And since then, the record for you guys is 15-6-3. I know I've heard some of your stuff recently where you've talked about needing to manage the games better, but overall, I'm just curious for your perspective on what do you see as the main differences that's leading to you guys in this second half converting more of these games into wins?
Well, obviously, we've got talent, and I think offensively we can be dangerous. And obviously when you have Panarin, you're more times than not a lot more dangerous than the other team. And you put him in our lineup, and all our lines look different. And that usually is the case when you put someone of his magnitude in anybody's lineup, and everybody's better for it. I mean, and that's kind of what's happened here since that second Boston game. And, we've referenced that game a lot as kind of a turning point in our season. And it's put us in this position.
Next question comes from Colin Stevenson. Colin, go ahead.
Dave, I don't want to assume anything, so I'm going to ask you who your goalie is going to be for tomorrow night, and also, recognizing some of this is pending Blackwell status, if you're thinking about lineup changes.
Yep, Shesty will be in net tomorrow night, and again, the lineup is going to be determined by who's available, and obviously, one of the things with the lineup, you always wait for the COVID situation too, because we've been very fortunate in that area for the most part. So, but the Blackwell situation is one we're not sure of yet, so not sure what the lineup will totally look like tomorrow.
Next question comes from Vince Mercogliano. Vince, go ahead.
David, another thing that I've been kind of noticing and watching from afar a little bit lately is with the lineup, you broke up the kid line, which you guys had given ample time together, and you mixed it a little bit where you have Alexi up and you have Kreider down. Was that a decision that you guys wanted to make to kind of give it balance with youth and with veterans, or was there another reason behind it? And then what do you make of how it's been working?
I think it's worked very well. I think, Kreider, Hedel, and Capo have played well. I think Laffy's done a good job with Mika and Butchie. And it just gives our lineup a different look. I really believe that. I think it makes us look a little deeper. And there's a little bit more balance up and down our lineup.
And final question goes to Colin Stevenson. Colin, go ahead.
Dave, do you have an update on Trouba? We understand he skated on his own. How's he coming along?
Yeah, he's making progress. Was able to skate today, so we'll know more tomorrow. See how he's feeling.